Good evening and welcome to the Drive at 5 on IntellectualRadio.com/iHeartRadio station. I'm your host, Roman. We have a terrific show planned for you today. The Drive at 5 is part of the Monday Night Mogul with One Sister to Another with Angela Johnson. Straight No Chaser with Rhea Ray Harris, setting it off with John Stennis. Monday Night Mingle with Gina. Keeping it real estate with Harold Arnold at 3 p.m. and the Mic Up at 9 p.m. The Drive at 5 is also part of the fabulous 5 at 5 on IntellectualRadio.com/iHeartRadio station. My guest is no stranger to the Drive at 5. It's an organization that introduced teens to the media and the issues. The organization is called Focus on Tomorrow. They will join us in a moment, but first, she is the CEO of N-Digo and an analyst for various news television programming around the country. Please give a Drive at 5 welcome to Hermene Hartman. Welcome to the Drive.
Thank you very much. How are you today?
I'm doing superb since I'm with you.
Good.
Please give IntellectualRadio.com/iHeartRadio station a brief background history of yourself.
Of me?
Of you.
Oh, okay. Well, I was a college professor in behavioral sciences, sociology, and psychology for many years at city colleges, and then I went into administration, and I did kind of climb the academic ladder. So I was special assistant to the chancellor, and then I became director of communications, and then I became vice chancellor of academic affairs. And then I left, and I started a newspaper called N-Digo. And we've been doing that now for 25 years.
Wow, and it's going strong, huh?
It's going strong, and expanding into other platforms like the internet, of course, and all your social media platforms, and having fun, and every day learn to do something new.
Well, politics. You're all over the place.
Really?
Yeah, and people come to you for your views, opinions, especially on V103, correct?
V103, I do Views of the Heart every single day, Monday through Friday.
Now, there was some backlash regarding your support for the governor's race.
For Bruce Rauner.
Yes. If possible, could you explain the reason why you decided to go with Bruce Rauner instead of
the controversy? I think there's probably the more descriptive term is there was a lot of controversy about it, and I think it was because he was Republican, and people in Chicago and black folks in particular are Democrats. And I kind of flipped the switch. I went with a Republican who I thought was presenting some new views and some business solutions to problems that exist for the state of Illinois. And so I supported him and was an advocate for him. And I think I did the right thing.
He's been in office for quite some time now.
No, about 110
100
days.
and so days. How would you rate the current governor now, since the job he's been doing?
Well, keep in mind, the governor is the governor of the state of Illinois. However, this governor is rectifying and kind of in a turnaround mode from previous administrations that were not his, that were Democrat. And Illinois is in a hole. Illinois is in a bad way. And so in order to fix it, and straighten it up and make it more vital and valuable, and maybe even though it's a government, but from a profit standpoint, he's had to do some very severe cuts. And so some things, I guess, are underway that we perhaps do not like. I do not like all of the cuts that he's made, but also realizing that some of those things are forced not by his hand, but by 20 years of Democratic hands. And so, you bite the bullet and do what you got to do.
You mentioned budget cuts. Governor Rauner is proposing some would say ridiculous. Others would probably say he's abusing the system.
He's not abusing the system. The system was abused, but it wasn't by him. He hasn't been there long enough to abuse it.
And also the others will say some of the programs that he's planning on cutting, they don't need anyway. Do you agree or disagree with the governor proposed cuts?
Some I do and some I don't.
Why?
Why? Well, I think our educational system is in needs equal funding, needs equity funding. That meaning that all of the school districts need to have funding equally distributed. I think that's very, 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 very important. When these cuts come about, they are affecting poor people. They are affecting those who really can't stand them the most. And I think everybody, the governor as well as the mayor, I think everybody's trying to avoid raising taxes. And they're kind of working with what they've got and trying to do the best that they can with what they've got.
There was a rally this afternoon.
Really?
Yeah, in front of the Thompson Center regarding the proposed cuts. Also, the governor, to be fair, has piggybacked and said, okay, I'm going to set aside hundreds of millions, probably an estimated $200 or so million to keep some of the programs he proposed to cut. Now, put your legislative hat on for a minute. What would you recommend to Governor Runner? He has 200 and something million thinking about some of the programs. One was mental health that he's thinking about, no, we're not going to slash it. Any programs that you will probably recommend to him?
Mental health, not to cut. Education, not to cut. I think those are two of the vital areas, and probably health, not to cut.
That's it?
That's all I know. I don't know. I didn't come on really to talk about this. So I don't have the laundry list in front of me. No. I can't speak as intelligently as I would like to about it.
No problem.
So it's a broad stroke.
Yeah, I know. Now, there's other issues that I wanted to pick your brain on. And the mayor has been MIA on the crime, and we discussed this probably last time you was here about the atmosphere and the bubble that's about to burst in Chicago. Now, there needs to be some type of action plan to help curb the violence in Chicago. Do you think it's hypocritical for the mayor to say to his former challenger, Chuy Garcia, he doesn't have a plan or any plan, but it now seems like the mayor doesn't have a plan? You want to respond to that?
Well, Roman, when we look at violence in the city of Chicago, the police are not shooting us. We're shooting each other. So you have to look at it very openly and very honestly. Is there police brutality and misuse and abuse and so forth? Sure there is. But I think the problem, the mayor's not shooting anybody. He's not out here on Saturday night killing anybody. We are looking at teenagers who are killing each other, who are in a sphere of violence, and they are shooting each other. So there is a lot of correction, a lot of room for improvement to be done. And I think if we have an open and a very honest discussion about it, what can the mayor do? He's not coming up in your house and raising your children and telling you this is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong. That's for parents to do. And I think some of these kids have to assume and accept responsibility for their actions, for themselves. So what does the mayor do, but what does the parent do, and what do we do as a group of people to curtail this? I think we can't keep marching about it, and I don't think we can keep putting up candles and balloons when somebody gets killed. Is there police abuse? Indeed. But pretty much, with the scene that we saw in Baltimore, that could happen anywhere. That could be any American city. There's a lot of room for improvement. I think a lot of these policemen need to have some sensitivity training. They probably need to be trained a little differently so that they may react a little differently. But if you look at the larger society, we have an environment of violence. We look at movies, they're violent. We look at hip hop, you're cursed, and they're violent. And so we're living violence and we're acting violence, and it needs to stop. We need to do something else.
You mentioned Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
In the news because of the rioting, so forth and so on that's going on there. I know I'm supposed to be biased, but I'm going to insert my opinion in this question. The mayor set the stage for calling black rioters thugs.
The mayor who? What mayor? You mean
the mayor of Baltimore?
Mm-hmm.
To the national media. Fox News followed suit immediately. Then you had other media outlets calling them thugs who was out there. Now, I did some research, and when they are white, they call them rioters, protesters, and looters. As a black leader, why you think that she degrade the same people who voted for her by calling them thugs?
Well, first of all, she had a burning city. So when you look out there and see your city burning up, I'm sure the people burning it up probably do look like some thugs to you. So you're not at that time if you look outside and you see somebody burning your car, you're probably not going to start blessing them. You're probably going to start cursing them. So they probably did look like thugs to her at that time. You got a burning city. You got the world watching you. You got the media on you. What do you say and what do you do? Those are some very tough decisions to be made at that time. One of the decisions to bring or not to bring in the National Guard, that's a tough decision to make because you're putting guns on people. You're putting tanks on people. You're saying, you fight, we're going to fight you back. You're going to put a lot of people in jail. Some people might get hurt. Some people might get wounded. Some people might get killed. Those are tough, hard decisions to be made. Now, on the other side of that, those who are doing the protest, I think they had every right to protest, and I'm glad that they did, very honestly, because you look at this young man who got killed. And the first question is, why did he get arrested, let alone what did he do to get killed? And you don't come up with good answers. Nothing. How did he break his spine? Ludicrous to say that he got into a paddy wagon and broke his own spine. That's just ridiculous. We know that he got beat. We know the police probably beat him, and that there's 6 policemen who probably engaged in some very, very violent action against him to break his spine. It's a hell of a thing to break somebody's spine. But as the Attorney General from Baltimore said, what did he do in the first place to get arrested? And that question has not been answered yet.
John Burge.
Mm-hmm.
And the recent verdict of a Chicago police officer shot and killed an individual wrongfully. Mm-hmm. The judge said, quote, the prosecutor did not bring the right charges on the officer, so he walks freely, he walks away. Do you believe Chicago would be the next Baltimore?
I don't know if it'll be the next, but it could be one of the Baltimore's burning. I think any urban American city, New York, Washington, Chicago, Detroit, could be in Baltimore's place. And I think what happened here in Chicago with Burge, it was just terrible. It's a technicality that the police get off. I think you have to look at a larger system. You have to look at something very larger. For years, and you can go back to the days of when black men were lynched, when they were hung from trees for trivia, stealing a loaf of bread, looking at a white woman, looking at a white man in his eye, not getting off the sidewalk, kind of little incidental, stupid things, really, that got them killed or got them hung from trees. Nobody knew who did it. Nobody knows how they got up in the tree and got hung. But then when they went into court, the judge, who might have been the same person wearing the white robe that night, wore the black robe in the courtroom. And so justice was not done. A justice process was gone through, but justice itself was not done. And so when we look at these systems, this judicial system that has affected black people in this country, particularly black men in this country, when a policeman or a sheriff killed or harmed or beat a black person, usually a black man, that sheriff or that policeman might have gotten off. But that is a systematic something. That is a system something that is against and is wrong. I think what we're seeing in Baltimore, where the mayor is black, where the police chief is black, and where the attorney general is black, and even going all the way up to the federal level, they're all black women. And I think we might see an end to this foolishness, and you might see people who are charged, guilty as charged, and sentenced as charged. This young lady upset this country when she said, 6 policemen, I am charging you with murder. That was a turnaround right there. Is that they were charged. They were not excused. They were not forgiven. There was no reason. And she charged them with murder. There was some mysteriousness in it. When they first talked about when they took Mr. Gray into the van, the thought was that they went straight to the police station. Now we find out that there was a mysterious stop along the way. What happened? What happened there? And I think those kind of things will come out when we see this probably go to trial. So I think you have to look at it from a systemic vantage point as to things that have been done by the judiciary system to black folk.
Do you believe young black men and women are angry?
Yeah, hell yeah, they're angry. I think old ones are angry too. Middle ones are angry too. We know what it is to ride these streets and to have policemen. That's the last thing you want is a policeman to stop you, because you don't know if your life is in their hand. You don't know if your life is gone, and it can be ever so minor. It can be you ran a red light, or you ran a stoplight, or you didn't see something. But when you get out that car, you don't know what you're walking into, and we all live with that fear. Let's face it. And we teach black men how to get out of the car, or what to do and what not to do, and what to say and what not to say. Your tone of voice can get you killed. Going into your pocket can get you killed. You may not have a weapon, you just may have a phone. But if the policeman thinks it's a gun, he might shoot you. We see that all the time. That's daily in America.
Do you think it's the perception of the police officer?
No, I don't think it's perception. I think it's the reality. When they shoot you and they kill you, that's not perception, that's real. It happens.
What is the solution to this growing epidemic of problems in the African American community?
First of all, you have to know it's not new. What's new is exposure. It's not new. This has been going on, and you have seen cover-ups with it. You are now living in a day and age where we all got phones. We all got cameras. We all got videos. And as these things have been exposed, it's been through candid camera, candid video, candid telephone. It's been somebody on the street who sees the incident and pulls out their phone and says, look at this. Look at the incident that happened. I can't remember the city, but the guy was running and police was shooting him like he was hunting for bear or deer or something. And somebody filmed it. And then the comment was that the young man was, that the policeman had tasered him. Well, there was no taser. You had it on film, so you saw it. So with the new social media that you have, this stuff is being captured as it happens in real time. And that becomes evidence that gets on the media. There was a time, let's say just 10 years ago, if you filmed something randomly with a camera, TV didn't put that on TV. It didn't meet the quality standard. And now half of the stuff that we see on TV, particularly the news. What do they say? Send it in, send it in, send it in. If you see something, you see an incident going on, send it in. And it's from the snowstorm to somebody, perhaps in a mishap kind of situation. So there's your change. There's your change right there, is you have man on the street with camera, perhaps in hand, that can film. And you can't argue with that film. It's live. It's captured. That's what's different.
There's a growing number of support about police, especially Chicago police, should wear a camera on their vest. Do you agree or disagree? I
don't know. It might be good. But if I'm a policeman, I'm going to beat you up. I'll figure out how to get around the camera. You take it off.
Wouldn't it be...
Just take it off. Huh?
Wouldn't it be a violation or...
Damn, a violation. They violating every day. It's just another violation. But the violations are going on all the time. Every day is going on. So now I'm going to give you a camera. I think the money could be that's going to be a very expensive proposition. I think the money could probably be put to better use. I think training. I think some of these policemen need to be retrained. I think some of them need psychological assessment. Some of these people hate black people. And if they hate black people, they shouldn't be on force. Just that alone. You can test people for their intellectual capacities and hate factors and prejudices and all that kind of stuff. That can be tested for. That can be controlled. And if you find it, you weed through it and you kick them off the force. I think that would be a better use of the money than putting on a camera. And you can take camera on, take camera off. And if I'm a racist policeman and I want to crack your head out there, you slip it off. You better hope Joe Blow is out there who can capture it. I wouldn't trust policemen to capture it. Who's going to look at all that stuff? You realize what a layer of bureaucracy and more administration you have to do is now we're going to bring our camera in and we're going to set it down, and who's going to look through all that and say, yes, you did right, no, you didn't, yes, you did this, no, you should have done that, you had this violation, all that. You have record, but who's going to look at all that? That's another piece of administrative process and bureaucracy that you have to go through. Is it evidence? Yes. Will they find a way around it? Yes.
I like how you end every question with a smile. When we come back on IntellectualRadio.com, we'll have more with Hermene Hartman. And we're back on IntellectualRadio.com/iHeartRadio station, The Drive at 5. My guest is Hermene Hartman. We'll also have another focus on tomorrow, another guest. And we're talking about teens. And you have, I know this is transitioning and I'm going somewhere with this. I really want to know your opinion because you add value, and a lot of people say, what Hermene thinks. Do you agree?
We've become a voice. I weigh in.
So the mayor has this egotistical. During the election, it was said that his opponent called him, "You're not the king of Chicago." What do you think the mayor of Chicago should do in order to bring unity back to Chicago?
Talk to people, visit people, bring people together. I think we need to see diversity at every single level in this city. And you bring people together and you talk about it. And give people the power and the ability to solve their own problems. Closing the schools, wrong. Go to the communities where the schools and say, hey, look, I got a problem. The problem is the budget says X, and this school is underperforming and underutilized, and I'm going to close it. What do you think?
Simple as that.
Well, that's not hard. When you close a school, you're affecting a neighborhood, you're affecting a community. It's more than closing a school. You're affecting real estate. It's more than closing a school. I believe in talking. I believe in open communication. Talk to people. People are smart. People aren't stupid. People are very smart. And when it's about to affect your life, I think you need to weigh in on. That's what protesting is all about. It's weighing in. No, I don't agree. No, wrong. Don't do it like that. There's another way. Come up with solutions. People have to become solution-oriented, not problem-oriented.
Mayor Rahm Emanuel has this transitional team.
He does? He has transition team?
Yes, he does. Mm-hmm. And rumor has it, it's not concrete, that it doesn't reflect Chicago.
Problem. Protest it. Raise hell about it. Ask them where some folks are. I don't know anything about transition team, about that transition team. I don't know about it.
Yeah, it was formed like 2 weeks ago.
I don't know about it.
And a lot of people are saying that why you're having a transitional team if you're reelected, why there is no community input. Like you just said.
Call City Hall. Call City Hall and weigh in on that and ask that question. I can't answer your question because I'm not the mayor. But call City Hall and weigh in on that. Ask that very question. Who's on transition team? Why isn't somebody who isn't on the transition team? Why not? You have to lobby. You have to remember, these are the mayor, the governor. These are public officials. Your vote and your money. Put them there. Pick up the phone. Write a letter, send an email. They pay attention.
It was confirmed that Obama is bringing his library to Chicago. Mm-hmm. What's your view on that?
Excellent. It will revitalize South Side of Chicago. It's going exactly where it should go.
Now, a lot of people say they don't understand why it's going to New York. They didn't understand that.
I didn't either. New York's not an option. Hawaii is not an option. Chicago's the only option.
Why you think he did it? You don't know?
Why he put it in Chicago?
No. Why you think he had everyone to lobby, other states to lobby?
Because it was an open process.
That was it?
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to transition to your event. We're going to transition to your big gala, which is coming up. I know you're dying to talk about it. So tell IntellectualRadio.com/iHeartRadio station about the N-Digo Gala.
So on June 21st, which is Father's Day, it's a Sunday, we will host our 19th gala. And this year the theme is Jazz Enchantment, and we'll have Gregory Porter and Diana Reeves. Those are both Jazz Grammy Award winners. They're probably the most say profound jazz artists in contemporary jazz today. And it's quite a duo. They've not performed together a lot. So this is really a very special and rare performance. And it's on Father's Day. It's a good cause. Dollars benefit merit scholarships for deserving students in the Chicagoland area. And we also we pay tribute to 7 people this year. Dory McWhorter, who is at the YWCA, does a wonderful job in mentoring young women and with domestic abuse. Hattie Ratner, who has been a long time advocate for women's empowerment through professionalism and through business. Cheryl McNeil Pearson's done some fabulous research with Nielsen, but looking particularly at different sectors of media, looking at black media. She's done a magnificent job. Howard Wright at the Chicago Tribune. He's a jazz critic, and I think he's the best in America, and he writes about jazz all the time, and that's his job. Annie Haley, who is the founder, along with her late husband, of the Jackie Robinson Little League team. Over the last 50 years, since 1971, they have had young men playing ball, starting at 4 years old. And she's done just wonderful. And of course, the team won last year. They lost their title to some foolishness, but they won the title because they played the game. Reverend Johnny Miller at Mount Vernon Church on the west side of Chicago has a tremendous outreach ministry where they've got from computer science to ballet to basketball on the premise there. And Dr. Wayne Watson will receive our Lifetime Achievement Award. He retires this year from Chicago State, but over 40 years of being a top educator in higher education, he's done some wonderful work.
You decided to tell everyone about this fabulous thing you got going on here with the N-Digo Challenge. I'm taking you up on your offer.
Taking the challenge?
Yeah, I'm taking the challenge. Tell everyone what is the challenge.
So the N-Digo Challenge, you don't have to dump in water. You don't have to jump over the bridge. You did?
Yeah.
You put the water on you?
No, I didn't do that. Remember, I called you and said I'm up for any challenge. And you said, no, Roman, just take out your card, and I want it.
Well, all right. So the N-Digo Challenge is really a donation to the scholarship fund, and all of those dollars are raised for scholarship, where we can send kids to school. Our tickets for the gala for that evening are $250, $150, and $75, and you can call 800-838 3006 in order to order your ticket, or you can go online and go to N-Digo, N-Digo, BPT.me, and you can get your ticket. You can see the seating at Symphony Center, and you can just go and click your seat and buy your ticket.
Can you do me a favor?
Sure.
With Diane Reeves? I'm a huge fan. I know you're
you love her?
There's this Mother's Day song called Better Days.
Better Days, when she talks about her mother.
Yeah, can you
You want her to sing that?
Yeah, can you have her to sing that?
All right, we will we'll put in a request. I think it's off of her new album, Beautiful Life.
Yeah.
And so I think you'll hear it.
Oh, okay.
I think you'll hear
I'm going to be
You like that, huh?
Yeah, I love it.
Good. And do you know Gregory Porter?
Yes. I know you're a big jazz fan. Not as big as you, but I'm moving into that direction.
All right, it's a good direction.
Yeah. And
good music.
And also tell us what impact this gala will have on young people today.
Well, to date, Roman, we have sent 287 students to school. So it makes a difference. It makes a difference perhaps for someone going to school or not going to school. And that's very, very important. We talk about our youth, and we talk about they didn't do this, or they should have done that, or what about this, or what about that. Well, you can have all the after-school programs you want. You can have all of the extracurriculum activity. Bottom line is kids need to go to school. And bottom line is there is tuition to be paid. And so we try to pay some help with the tuition and do some auxiliary things that we might. Right now, I have one company that gives us computers. You've got to have a computer now. That's your book. That's your pen and paper. So that's necessary. So most of these kids will probably get a computer as a part of the scholarship gift that we give them. We have to stop. We, in a collective sense, people, we have to stop the damn complaining. You got to figure out a solution. I'm a very small company. I'm a drop in the pond, but I am so proud. As of this June, we will probably send 300 students to school. I had a student who contacted me last week. She received the N-Digo scholarship, and she is now getting ready to do her internship in South Carolina in a hospital as a doctor. I can't tell you what that good feeling is like, to know that you sent somebody to school and that they picked up the phone to say, hey, guess what? Here's where I am now. Thank you. I want to know when your gala is because we want to buy some tickets.
On that note, I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming all this way.
Thank you.
And also, last year we had brunch.
We did.
And that was amazing. And I wanted to thank you for recognizing IntellectualRadio.com, because last year we were considered for your show last year for an Emmy.
Oh, really now?
Yes.
You didn't tell me that?
Oh.
Why didn't you all get it?
We didn't get nominated. We got recognized. That's
very good.
So thanks to Earl, Rhea, and the team here at the Drive.
Congratulations.
No, thank you because of your.
Well, this year with all that stuff you asked me on the front end, y'all might get it. You're either gonna get it this year or they're gonna kick you out and say don't come back. Well, thank you very much. I'm
Absolutely.
glad. Congratulations.
And we're going to set aside for brunch again.
We're going to have brunch again. Okay, we'll do it after June 21st. Meanwhile, June 21st, I want to see you at Symphony Center, and you can call 800-838-3006 and get your ticket.
All right.
Don't miss it. It's a fabulous evening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. When we come back on The Drive at 5, we'll have Focus on Tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for The Drive.
Thank you.